He hopes will make the nation proud. That is Chris Houghton, the head coach of the Black Stars. Well, welcome to a special edition of the 2023 Africa Nations Cup preview on 3FM 92.7 on Sunrise on 3FM. Yes, today Sixtus is heavily producing sports. Yes, if you doubt his capabilities, he's an all-rounder. He produces from entertainment to politics to showbiz to everywhere. Today, he's producing sports. And we build up to the African Nations Cup in Cote d'Ivoire. This tournament was supposed to be played last year, but due to the rains, that happened normally in that is June and July, we couldn't play the tournament. It was moved 6 months after. It's going to start tomorrow, just a day away, and Cote d'Ivoire and Guinea-Bissau will give us the There is a lot more to discuss this morning. We are going to build up from Group A to Group F, and also you're going to have discussions with former management member of the senior national team, that is Mr. Fred Papo in there. Yes, we will be talking to him as well as getting some discussions with some other colleagues, Appiah-Ampofo as well as Bilishan, and then Joel Bote will be getting to have an interaction with them. But let's have a quick listen to Chris Houghton. Yes, for the head coach for the Black Stars, who has been speaking about the team that he has going into the tournament.
What happens is that we have a squad. We have a squad that's picked of 27 players, and it will be this 27 players that we hope will make the nation proud, and we will have a good AFCON. As regards individuals, I think everybody would speak about some individuals that are not in the squad. That perhaps should be in the squad, but that's always about opinion. I have the fortunate, I think it's fortunate, job of picking squad. It's difficult, it's very difficult, and sometimes there's circumstances why you can't pick somebody. All I can do is pick 27 players that I think can do best in an AFCON, and we can be successful.
So that is Chris Houghton, the head coach of the senior national team, the Black Stars of Ghana, giving us why he chose those 27 players, because he has trust in them. Well, joining us on the phone lines, Mr. Fred Papo, who is the former management chairperson of the senior national team, the Black Stars of Ghana. Good morning, sir, and thank you for joining us on 3FM 92.7 Sunrise today.
Thank you very much. Good morning. How are you?
By His grace, Mr. Papo, all is well. We are just in a bit of doubt about the team going into the AFCON. But before we get to that, yes, you've always been part of the team making preparations for the tournament, and you've been part of this particular Black Stars team at tournaments. And during your time, what did you do right, or what were you doing to make sure that the team gets in the right mood for the tournament and delivers as expected?
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. What did we do right? I would not say, I would not want to give that kind of qualification. I'll talk about what we used to do. Obviously, I think the responsibility of management in the general sense is to make sure you create the right environment for the team to perform. Right environment in terms of making sure you run systems that help the coaches and the technical staff to call the right players at the right time. You come up with appropriate programs. In this particular case, we're talking about camping arrangement, venue of camping, choice of camping venue, transport arrangements, accommodation arrangements, of course, things like equipment and kits. You can choose to take it for granted because the FA has a kit sponsorship arrangement already, so that's not so much of a big issue. But sometime in the past, during our time, there were times we had to contend with all those kind of issues. Then also, there's this business of getting an appropriate incentive regime for the team per diem bonuses, appearances, and things like that. As management, you try to facilitate conclusion on these matters at the right time so that it doesn't serve as a distraction. So generally, any set of actions that puts the team in the right position or the right frame to perform and perform well to the best of their capabilities is the responsibility of management. And then I think obviously beyond that, winning the diadem also, in addition to this kind of preparation, also requires a bit of the grace of God. So as management, what we do is we do everything that is humanly possible to make sure the team is in the right position to go and perform and deliver.
Okay. Well, in the last couple of months, the Black Stars haven't exuded that confidence in the populace that, yes, going into a major tournament, they are going to perform well. And judging from what transpired in the last AFCON in Cameroon, where the team couldn't even win a game and placed last in the group stages, there seems to be some bit of, doubt of the capabilities of the team. Has there ever been a situation going to the AFCON? It happened like that, but management managed to turn things around. And what actually worked for you in turning things around if you were in that position?
Can you come back with your last? Has there ever been
a situation where, yes, during your time you were going into the tournament, the country had doubts, but you managed to turn things around, or the team, proved everyone wrong and performed well?
Okay. Well, of course, I think that has usually been the norm going to a tournament. I think there were only a few times or exceptions where the whole nation was extremely confident for the team going into a tournament. Coming back to your specific question, I would say the 2006 World Cup, our first appearance at the 2006 World Cup, there was quite some very worrying level of despondency amongst Ghanaians. People were extremely worried that we were going to be embarrassed. I remember at the last press conference that we had at Aliza Hotel, one Ghanaian journalist put up a question that didn't really think it was proper for us to cede our position to Senegal. Because they felt there was no way we were going to do anything decent in Germany. Well, of course, everybody in the way we persist in our level of optimism. But then, I think the answer to all these things cannot be made in a day. You made a very clear allusion to what happened in Cameroon about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think planning to reverse or avert a repeat of that kind of situation actually starts or should have started right from then. You get me? Making sure you have a certain culture of calling the right caliber of players, making sure you have the culture of getting and appointing the right assembly of technical men, and then the management, of course, getting the right caliber of people who are motivated to inspire and instill discipline or move the technical team and the playing body forward. All these things are things that you don't do overnight. It works over time, so that by the time it gets to the point like where we are now, things have moved to a certain level of crescendo for the team to go out there and deliver. But in terms of the despondency, I believe the last few results, not just in Cameroon, but I think after that too, what happened in a few of the qualifying matches that the Black Stars played before have not been so encouraging in terms of the results and the performance and the quality of play. That's why Ghanaians are worried.
Okay, Mr. Papo. So, kindly your final words to the team and to Ghanaians as we play our first game on Sunday.
Well, I think the task is going to be arduous, but I still remain a bit optimistic. I believe we have quite some good quality of players in the team, some solid potential, very talented young ones and promising young ones, and a few experienced people who can tell them up. My only clear word of worry or word of caution goes to the Tenka team. I would say they should be bold, they should be brave, they must be smart, as it were, watching the opponents carving out and then scheming up plots or game plans plans and tactics and things like that. They must be smart. If they go there and then they are just ordinary and behave the same way they've been behaving in recent past, where I believe they keep making a few things I consider to be errors. You don't see any consistency in one set of players do very well this time around. The next match after 48 hours, you see a complete total change. I believe if they are not consistent and they are not consistently smart in the tournament, it will be quite bad for us. But if they do get their acts together, I'm sure we have quite some players that can send us a bit far in the tournament.
All right, Mr. Fred Papo, thank you so much. We know you're busy schedule, but you managed to give us some time, and we hope the Black Stars make us proud going into Côte d'Ivoire. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you, sir.
So that was former management chairperson of the Black Stars, Mr. Fred Papo, joining us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7, speaking about what management can do right to make sure the team performs very well. And I think we had his words. They were very clear and precise. He did not mince any words, and he hopes the management as well as the technical team will just listen and make the right adjustments to help the team get the right results. Well, hopefully things get better. But Fatau Dauda has spoken to the team. Yes, he's spoken about the players as well as some of the management members going into the tournament. And these are his words for the players going into the tournament.
Yes, they have the potential. But when I was with the national team, especially 2015, what kept us in the tournament till we went to the final is attitude, character, self-belief, and unity. That kept us in the game and even took us to the final. I'm not in the Blaster now. I don't know the situation now. Apart from tactically, technically, physically and other things, this thing that I mentioned plays parts when it comes to group or national team. I don't know. If this thing is not in the national team now, what I mentioned, they should add it. Trust me, things will be better.
So that is it there from Fatau Dauda. Yes, if they don't have discipline, they need to adopt it right now to make sure they get the very best of results going into the tournament. So that is from Fatau Dauda. But before we get into the Black Stars discussion further, to look at the technical side, where we expect Coach Ignatius Oseifosu to join us, and also my colleague Bilishan and Joel Bote would also be joining us. But let's take a quick look at the groups going into the tournament. There is the hosts Côte d'Ivoire in Group A, Equatorial Guinea, and then Guinea-Bissau, as well as Nigeria. Very disappointing times for Nigeria. They're already missing two of their key men, Victor Boniface and then Umar Sadiq, both due to injuries. Umar Sadiq with a knee injury that is going to keep him out for some time, and then Victor Boniface also with a hamstring that is keeping him out for 6 weeks. Very unfortunate for them, but some will say their woes are being solved because of these injuries. In Group B, there's Cape Verde in the first position. There is Egypt, Ghana, and then Mozambique. So Ghana playing against Cape Verde in the first game, and then Egypt will play against Mozambique in the first game for Group B. In Group C, there is Cameroon, Gambia, Guinea, Senegal. So these are the games, the teams in that particular group. So Senegal play against Zambia, and then Cameroon against Guinea. In the other group, there is Algeria, Angola, Burkina Faso, and then Mauritania. And then you have all these teams in one group. Tunisia, Namibia, Mali, and then South Africa also find themselves in Group E. So that is also the group in there. And the matches that will be coming up: Tunisia against Namibia at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, and then there is Mali against South Africa on Tuesday at 8 p.m. In Group F, there is Morocco, Tanzania, DR Congo, and then Zambia. Morocco, Tanzania, DR Congo, and Zambia in Group F. And Morocco will play against Tanzania, and then DR Congo will play against Zambia. So these are the nations in the African Nations Cup, and looking forward to having a very wonderful campaign at the African Nations Cup. Don't forget that the Black Stars are going to miss the services of Thomas Partey, but Chris Hughton has explained the reason why he left Thomas Partey out of his squad.
This is a big injury for him, and the biggest injury that he's had. And the most important thing for me as head coach and our association is to give him the support that he needs through this period of time. From all the information that we've been given, the timelines of his recovery and the caution that it will take, will not meet our timelines for AFCON.
So Thomas Partey cannot meet the team's timelines for the Africa Cup of Nations, according to Chris Hughton there. So, another disappointing one there for the Black Stars of Ghana. But the president of the Ghana Football Association, Keto Krako, has called on each and every Ghanaian to throw their weight behind the Black Stars.
And once the men for the job are announced, they are our warriors. Let's get behind the squad. Let it leave behind us all the pre-announcement discussions. And as Ghanaians, let's push and put our weight behind the men who have been picked to go to Côte d'Ivoire to fight for glory for our dear country.
There's nothing that we can do, taking over the world. All my people. That was the president of the Ghana Football Association there. Yes, Kat Edwin Simeon Krako telling, each and everyone to throw their weight behind the Black Stars going into the Nations Cup. It begins tomorrow. First game 8 p.m. as Côte d'Ivoire against Guinea-Bissau by the Black Stars. We'll be playing on Sunday at 8 p.m. Joining us is Coach Ignatius Owusu, as former coach for Liberty Professionals, former coach Kumasi Ken Faisal, Mediema SC. And he was part of the Black Stars technical team as part of scouts at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. He's currently the assistant coach with for Coach Kwesi Appiah in Sudan. Coach, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Well, Coach, a lot of people have been a bit doubtful about the team and especially the performance that has gone into the last couple of games and the results that the Black Stars have churned out. They seem to be worried about the style of play. As a technical person, from where you sit, where do you think that our team are very strong going into the tournament and where we can capitalize on it to hurt opponents?
I think we are defensively strong. Because when you look at the AFCON qualifiers, I think we only conceded 3 goals. We never lost a game in the AFCON qualifiers last year. So we are very strong defensively. And in tournament football, it's not about the number of goals you score. Because in 2010, Germany scored the most goals at the World Cup, but eventually were third. Spain scored, I think, 7 or 8 goals, and they won the championship. So in tournament football, it's about how solid you are defensively, and if teams are not able to break you down. That's the most important thing. In 2010 at the World Cup, people said that Ghana were one-goal project. Mm-hmm. Eventually, we're in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
In 2022, I think we scored 4 or 5 goals. We were knocked out of the group stage. So I always ask, which one will you want? We score more goals and knocked out, or we only score 1 goal and get to the finals? In 2015, when we were in the final of the AFCON, if you remember, we were solid defensively. We lost our first game. We beat Algeria 1-0. We beat Egypt, South Africa 2-0. We went ahead to win 1-0, 2-1. And we went to the final. In 2010, the same way. If you remember, we beat Nigeria 1-0. We beat Equatorial Guinea 1-0. So it was 1-0, 1-0. So for me, in tournament football, it's about how solid you are defensively, because you don't have a lot of time for this flamboyant football and all of these stuff. Yes. So for me, it's about how solid you are in defense and how you can capitalize on that.
All right. Okay. But Coach, some say that yes, we have some players performing at top levels in Europe, but we seem not to have the team play and gel to the that Ghanaian style, or even how they would expect the team to dominate games. Don't you think it's a worry going into the tournament?
For 40 years, we have been playing this in the Ghanaian style. We have been dominant in terms of possession, and we have won nothing. For 40 solid years. Since I was born, I have never seen Ghana win anything. High level. With the same style. So if a coach comes in and he wants to change the style, that will win us championship. I think that's the best because Milo, when he came in 2010, he was not that flamboyant coach. He was solidly defensive coach, if you remember. And we were in the final. We nearly won the championship in 2010. We were just a kick away in the 85th minute when Gedo scored against Ghana. That was it, if you remember.
Yes, very well.
It's not a matter of being flamboyant. It's a matter of being efficient. That's the most important thing. In tournament football, it's efficiency. If you watch France in 2018, they were not that flamboyant, but they were efficient.
Yeah, very well.
I was doing that World Cup with you. You remember?
Yes.
They were efficient. Once they went on attack, it was a goal. Yes, they scored many goals because they were too much efficient. In 2018, in 2020, they were that efficient. Against Brazil, when they were not efficient, you remember against Argentina, the Colomwani ball.
Yeah.
Colomwani was just efficient for just a second. France would have won the second World Cup in succession. You understand?
Yes.
So for me, it's not a matter of how many players are playing outside there or what they are doing. The most important thing is for us to be efficient. Tournament football is quite different from what we call qualifiers. You get a point?
Sure.
In qualifiers, you only have 1 week to play 2 matches. So many a time, players come in tired and all of these things. So it is completely different. You remember Nigeria in the last AFCON? You remember?
Yes.
They won the first 3 matches with so many goals.
Yes.
When they met Tunisia.
Yeah, Tunisia. Yeah.
Tunisia were just efficient, defending very well and scoring 1 goal. That's the most important thing. So it's not about flamboyant football. I've heard Ghanaians talk about even if we play well and we lose, we like. And I'm like, what do you gain as a supporter?
Nothing.
You don't money. What you gain is that Ghana has won a trophy.
Yes.
So for me, from where I sit, as a supporter of the Ghana national team, from where I sit, I don't care about how they play. All I care about is Ghana win matches. And if they will only be efficient and win matches 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, I'm fine. If they will be efficient, draw the first 2 games, win the last game, or win the first game, draw the last 2 games, or something, and get out of the group. From there, they progress to the final, and they win. And they, by 11th of February, when they are coming, the cup is with Ghana. So be it. It's not about how we play or how not we play.
Okay.
The most important is being efficient and winning. So
Right.
we can have whatever we have. But it is different playing West Ham, and it is different playing for your national team. I
Okay.
can give you an example of Portugal.
Yes.
In qualifiers, Portugal will beat everybody. True or false?
Yes, they beat everyone. Yes.
They get to the World Cup and they are knocked out by who? Morocco.
Morocco, yes.
They beat everybody. They get to the Euros and they are knocked out by some team. Is that what we want? I would prefer that we struggle in qualifiers and we get good in the tournament. The only thing we have to do is that we have to have belief in the players.
All right.
And I think that we have the best of materials on the continent.
Okay.
You can talk about anybody. We have the best of materials. It's just that we have to be confident and support these players, and we'll see what will come out of it.
Well, Coach, before I allow you to go, two departments of the game where we seem not to be, people think that our coaches are not getting it too right. It's the central midfield position, the double pivot, and also the right side of attack where there is Iñaki, and just like you were saying, national team football is not club football, but Kudus is excelling from that right-hand side of the forward line when he plays for West Ham United. How do we find that right balance in that double pivot we play, and then also on the right-hand side to accommodate 2 of our high-scoring players in Europe, Kudus and Iñaki Williams?
Okay, so for me, double pivot, meaning what? Two number 6. I want to get it right.
Yes, 2 number 6, yes. Something there should be a number 8, they think, and then a number 6.
So that's also the point. It depends on what the strategy of the coaches. Some even play 1 number 6 and 2 number 10.
Yes.
We have a lot of coaches play 1 number 6 and 2 number 10.
Yes.
So it depends on what the coach wants, and I will not want to preempt what the coach wants because it's a strategy. We only see it. It depends on the match. Okay, so you are going on an away match. You want to double number 6 so that we can defend very well. You are playing on a neutral ground. Maybe you want a number 8 who will do the box to box, or maybe you are playing an away game. You are playing a home game. You want a 2 number 10 because then you have your supporters behind it, all of these things. But for me, the ultimate thing I always say is that any tactical approach is useless if there is no commitment of the players. That's the most important thing. Get it?
Okay.
Because all the tactical approach, if you don't get to the ball first, forget it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing is for the player to get to the ball first. If the player has the ball, that's when your tactical approach works. If the player is ready to defend, that's when your tactical approach works. So whether double number 6 or double number 10 or what, it doesn't make any sense. It is about the personnel on the field and how they run onto it. For me, Kudus should be playing on the right.
Okay.
No doubt about that. Because at the World Cup, when he was playing on the right, he scored 2 goals for us. Don't forget, against Portugal, he played on the right. He scored a goal. Against Korea, he played on the right. He scored a goal. When Appiah brought him first to the
Black Stars,
to the team Madagascar, you remember, he scored a goal from the position.
Yeah.
So I think his position for me, and in terms of scoring goals, should be on the wing. And he himself must accept to play that role for Ghana.
Okay.
For it doesn't matter where he plays. Once we have Kudus who will run into it, he can just drift wide for somebody to be. But with the goal he scored against Madagascar, he has also shown that he can be an inbox striker.
Okay.
Just put in the ball and he will score.
Okay.
So for me, 2 of them must start the game because at the World Cup, the 2 of them started against Portugal. 2 of them started. 1 scored a goal. Is that not? Against Korea, the 2 players started. So there is no problem of where each will play or where this one will play. For me, I only think that we should get the right personnel and the best personnel on the field. And no matter where they play or what, they will deliver. And that's the point.
Well, hopefully they deliver. But Coach, finally, we have 3 of the best central defenders any nation would want to have. Daniel Amate, there is Alexander Jiku, and also Mohamed Salisu. If you were coaching the Black Stars, would you like to play all 3 or you play 2 of them?
Kelvin, Owusu, Ansah. So it depends on what I want. For me, anybody who in the world who has seen me play knows that I'm a 4-3-3 coach. Everybody knows. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who and who will play or whatever. The only thing is that we should know who will be efficient for us and we'll play them. And that's for me, it will be fine. So for me, it will be a 2 centre back and 1 will be on the bench. And you cannot put all of them on the. So we also have 2 good right backs.
Yes.
Do we play both of them?
No.
So we have 2 good strikers. Do we play both of them?
No. But with these defenders, maybe if you are playing would you like us to play a 3-back, or we don't have the right personnel that would allow us to have proper wing backs play for us?
So for me, what is I'm yet to see, apart from Antonio Conte, I'm yet to see any coach who has used the 3-back to win a championship.
Yeah.
See, the reality is that it limits the play, because you know that these 3 centre backs, nobody's going, they're static.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And I don't like that. I believe that what I saw in Kumasi against Namibia with the 2 central backs, I think was solid. And for me, there is no need to alter. Again, we have been playing 2 centre backs for all of these years, and for me, there is no need to alter anything because this is tournament football. You don't have a lot of time. Games are coming thick and fast. It is no need to teach. We are now not going to teach them anything new. Let them play as they know how to play. Because in their teams, they play 2 backs, 2 centre backs. All of them, the 3 of them, in their teams, they play two central defenders. So when you bring them to 3 central defenders, how they will shift and glide, sometimes it becomes problematic. I think the 2 centre backs will be for them.
All right, Coach Ignatius Osefosu, thank you so much for your time this morning, and we hope that the Black Stars will make us proud on Sunday and throughout the tournament.
Thank you.
So that was Coach Ignatius Osefosu, assistant coach for that is Coach Kwesi Appiah in Sudan. He's been one of the top gaffers in the local scene. He's coached Mediama Essie, he's coached Kumasi Ken Faisal, he's been coached for Liberty Professionals, Techiman 11 Wonders. Yes, he's been also part of the technical team of Didi Dramani that won the double and then the successive Ghana Premier League titles during his time at Asante Kotoko. Well, he's done so well in for himself, and also a CAF instructor. Yes, if you don't know, Ignatius Asefo, as young as he is also a CAF instructor, giving us bits and pieces of how the team can be broken down to give us the right results. We'll be getting to Joel Botte and then Billy Shen also on the line to talk more about the other nations coming into the tournament and what kind of threat they possess. So that is it there. Yes, the Ghana Black Stars is going into the Nations Cup. We've already spoken about them, but we'll be doing lots more on the African Nations Cup. But let me give you some fun facts on the Nations Cup. Yes, if you don't know, there are some nations that have scored over 100 goals when it comes to the AFCON. Yes, you don't know. But let's start with, the nations that have scored. For Egypt, they've recorded 168 goals at the tournament. 168 goals at the tournament. The Pharaohs of Egypt, and don't forget, they've won the Nations Cup more than any other side. Yes, they've won the Nations Cup more than any other side. 8 times. They are winners 7 times. Cote d'Ivoire have scored 143 goals in 99 games at the Nations Cup for 137 goals. Cameroon have scored in 91 games, and also 137 goals. Nigeria in 97 games. Yes, they lie fourth at the African Nations Cup. And then Ghana in 102 games, we scored 133 goals at the African Nations Cup. So that is one fact you need to know. Yes, 5 nations scoring more than 100 goals at the Nations Cup. Egypt, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, and Ghana, the stalwarts when it comes to Africa football. Yes, bits and pieces. But we're getting into the other nations that talk about the other nations, and Bill Shen is joining us on the line. Hello, Bill. Thanks for joining us this morning on 3FM 92.7. How unique is this African Nations Cup?
It's a very unique one. I mean, 34th edition, coming back to Ivory Coast, which is, of course, close to Ghanaians, and we've seen the kind of historic performances in the competition. We've seen a lot of upsets. We've seen a lot of dark horses come through, and so there's the expectation that this competition will provide more of the same and even more. I mean, looking at the kind of teams, the kind of players that are coming in, you know, the star-studded lineup that we're expecting to see in the competition. All around, it's been great, and the build-up to it has been fantastic. I mean, we've seen teams come in from their various countries displaying beautiful cultural backgrounds. Of course, we saw Ghana with the kente, we saw Nigeria with their traditional outfits as well, and other teams also coming in. Senegal also came in a traditional outfit, and so the euphoria around the competition has been great so far, and hopefully the action that we expect also becomes just as great or even greater that we've seen in the last few years.
All right, Bill. Now, you know, getting into the tournament, many have tipped some nations as, you know, the best performing nations who are favorites for this tournament. But in your books, which 5 nations do you think are favorites to win this edition of the Nations Cup?
It's a tough one, but of course everyone will think Morocco will be in there, and I agree because of what exactly they did in the 2022 FIFA World Cup. They have a very great lineup. They have a great coach who, of course, led them to 4th position in the World Cup as well. Achraf Hakimi in the side, you know, they have a very, very strong side. Of course, there's also the host Ivory Coast. Even though they left out Wilfred Zaha, they do have star quality in the squad, like Sebastian Haller and all that. And so they do look like a threat for most of the teams in the competition. Also looking at Cameroon, who, of course, were third in the 2021 AFCON, won the AFCON entirely in 2017. They still have a good enough squad to compete. They have Vincent Aboubakar, who's shown that he can be a tough cookie in the AFCON. He can beat opponents. He can score goals as well. And so they should be in and around, you know, the top teams. There's, of course, Senegal, who won the AFCON in 2021. Sadio Mane is still in there. You know, Appiah-Ampofo has also come through, who's been strong recently. They have Diallo, they have Koulibaly. They still have, you know, strong players from Europe who, of course, did well in the 2022 World Cup, reaching around the 16 as well. And I think Burkina Faso have also shown themselves to be one of those sides who will pose problems, even though they are fairly underrated. They do have a strong squad locally. They have Tapsoba in there. They have Traore, who's been a main man for the team as well. And so they do also pose like a big challenge. And of course, Tunisia. I mean, they're a side that won't play fancy football, will not entertain you, but will get the needed results. Laiti is also in there. They have a very good squad who can, you know, go make a deep run in the competition.
All right. Now, looking at some of the top stars who will be missing this Nations Cup, would it affect the tournament? Would it affect, you know, the quality of play that should be seen at this Nations Cup? Looking at the number of players who are going to miss this Africa Cup of Nations, talking about Victor Boniface, talking about Thomas Partey, talking about Said Benrahma, who was omitted from the team, talking about Umar Sadiq. You know, these players have been missing. What do you think? What do you think about these players missing from the AFCON?
It's never good seeing top players miss, you know, the AFCON competition. But of course, there's always the factor of other players breaking through and making the tournament a memorable one. We still have a lot of star players, but of course, speaking about the top players missing, of course, Victor Boniface, who has been fantastic for Bayern Leverkusen this season, a very, very big miss. For him being not being around. Brian Mbeumo, of course, of Cameroon, who, I mean, was one of the earlier players to miss, also been fantastic in the Premier League. Wilfried Zaha was a bit of a shock. Choupo-Moting was a bit of a shock. Tariq Lamptey, also, I mean, not recovering from injury. Of course, Thomas Partey, who was expected to be one of the talismans for Ghana. I mean, overall, there's a number of big players missing it, but there's also a lot of top players who are also going to be featuring, and there's always room for dark horses to come in and also, you know, bring up a good story in the AFCON. And of course, every AFCON is, you know, a good story usually make an AFCON, and it's an opportunity for some of the players that you might not know of to also showcase their skills in the bigger stage.
All right. So now, Bill, let's take a quick look at, you know, the groups and then this particular AFCON. Yes, I'm looking at the groups. In Group A, there is Ivory Coast, there is Guinea-Bissau, there is Nigeria, there is Equatorial Guinea. Clearly, let's just pick the two that you think can make it out of the group. Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau.
I think it looks like it's arranged, basically. Ivory Coast should be first, Nigeria should be second, Equatorial Guinea should take the third spot, and Guinea-Bissau, unfortunately, would go home early. Looking at the quality of Ivory Coast and the fact that they are host, I mean, they would have a huge support from the crowd. And the 12 man is always important when it comes to competing in tournaments like this. I think they should put through. And Nigeria, although they've lost key players like Ndidi, like Boniface, like Umar Sadiq, you know, even with that, they still have enough quality to get by this group at least in the second. And of course, Equatorial Guinea taking third as maybe one of the best third place teams in the competition.
Well, maybe one of the best. Now let's move on to Group B. There is Egypt, Ghana, Mozambique, Cape Verde.
Everybody will be patriotic and want Ghana to be first. But if we are being honest, I mean, Egypt looks to have a bit more quality. I mean, Mohamed Salah is has been terrorizing defenders in Europe for the longest. And so you would tip Egypt to be first. Maybe Ghana could pick the second position or could be one of the best third place teams. But I would hope they become second so that it's not as tough for them as it would be if they are one of the third best place teams. And so I would say Egypt, Ghana, Cape Verde, and then Mozambique.
All right, now let's move on. Senegal, Gambia, Cameroon, Guinea.
It should be the group of death. Of course, Senegal are current holders. Cameroon are also one of the favorites to win it. Guinea, also a very strong squad. And Gambia, we saw what they did in the 2021 AFCON under their coach, where they went all the way to the knockout, reaching the quarterfinal as well. a very fantastic squad. I think this group might be the one to shock people. I think Guinea might go out. Guinea might go out. Senegal might be second. Cameroon first. Senegal second. Gambia third, and then Guinea out.
Okay. There is Algeria, there is Angola, there is Burkina Faso, Mauritania.
Algeria would hope to come back from their shocking performance in the 2021 AFCON.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should get out of this group. As to whether they will be first, I would put Burkina Faso because of what I've seen from their squad in the last few tournaments, and they have a very good squad as well. I mean, Tapsoba has been killing it in the Bundesliga. Very, very strong defensive player.
Yeah.
And so I would say Burkina Faso, Algeria, and then Angola before Mauritania.
Okay. Now there is Tunisia, there is Mali, there is South Africa, there is Namibia.
With Mali, everybody have been giving them high ratings because of the kind of players they have, but they've not really performed so well at the AFCON, and which is very, very surprising. Namibia, I wouldn't give them much of a chance. I mean, when you're looking at history, they've competed in the AFCON 3 times already, and in all 3 times they were knocked out in the group stage. I think that trend would definitely continue. Tunisia should take the group. They won't play exciting football, but they will definitely put up that performance that would lead to wins, and so they should take the group. I think South Africa might just be second, Mali third, and then Namibia fourth.
All right. And then there is Morocco, there is DR Congo, there is Tanzania, there is Zambia.
I think this one will be arranged for me. Morocco, so top, big team, star-studded player who should be top of the group. DR Congo should be second. Zambia should be one of the best third-place teams. Looking at what Abraham Grant can bring to the table, he has a nice pedigree in the AFCON. Of course, he led our team Ghana to the 2015 final as well. When he was with Chelsea, he led them to the Champions League final. I think when it comes to tournaments like structures, Abraham Grant is the man to look out for. I think he should lead Zambia far.
All right. So we just hope that this comes to pass. Bill's predictions and choices. Now, let's tone it down to the Black Stars before I open my phone lines and then pick reactions from our listeners on what they think about the Nations Cup and the chances of the Black Stars. But what do you make of this Black Stars team, especially in the recent performances that have excited the football family and even Ghanaians in general? What do you make of this team?
I mean, what I've come to realize is that not many people expect the Black Stars to really go far, and it's for a good reason. I mean, Ghana haven't really performed so well in the last few AFCON. They've shown a dip since the 2017 one where they were in the top 4, 2019 round of 16, 2021 knocked out in the group stage, and so the confidence that fans usually place on the Black Stars has reduced drastically. And it's not really helped by the absence of Partey, who was meant to be, the key midfield player for the team. But the team has enough quality to get by. It all boils down to the kind of coaching that we'll see from Chris Hughton, because it's not been so encouraging since he took over. Just 4 wins in about 9-10 games, which has not been so good. And when you look at first half performances, it's not been so great either. But looking at the fact that Mohamed Salisu is back, I mean, he was injured for so long and he's one of the best defenders that the team has. He's been back. Mohamed Kudus, fortunately, also joining the team. NS Nyama still around. Jordan Ayew being around. Iñaki Williams being fantastic in Europe and joining the team. I think there's enough quality to get by and at least get to the knockout stages. It all comes down to the kind of tactics that is brought to bear by Chris Hughton, but they should get by.
All right, Bill, before I allow you to go, if you were Chris Hughton, which 11 players would you put up as your starting lineup for the Black Stars going into Sunday's game, with all players fit and available for the game against Cape Verde?
With all players fit and available, I would start in goal with Lawrence Atizigi. I think Richard Ofori is a bit too jittery in post. I mean, from the few videos I saw him against Namibia, it didn't look so encouraging. So I wouldn't risk it. I'll go with Atizigi, who is calmer, who is better on the ball too as well, so he should be in goal. Gideon Mensah, of course, left back. He's literally the best left back available in the team. At right back, I think I will start with Denis Odoi because of his ability to attack. I would rather keep Ali Bisseidi for Egypt. So Denis Odoi should start at right back. At centre back, Salisu and Jiku, the calmest centre backs we have in the team. They should start. In midfield, I'll go with Salis and Majid Ashimeru as the double pivot. Right ahead of them should be Mohamed Kudus at the number 10. On the left side, Jordan Ayew. On the right, Iñaki Williams, up top, Antoine Semenyo. That will be my starting 11.
All right, but Bill, before we go, we have 3 coaches who have won the trophy already. There is Hugo Bruce, who is currently with South Africa, but he won with Cameroon. There is Belmadi, who also won with Algeria. He's coming with the same Algerian team who failed at the 2021 AFCON in Cameroon. And then there is the current champion, Senegal, coming with Aliou Cisse. Do you see a new champion coming up, or we are going to see one of these 3 pick up the titles?
I expect a new champion. I mean, although Senegal have a star-studded lineup, they are expected to make a deep run, of course, but I don't think they will go all the way to win it. For Algeria, I mean, Belmadi, after winning the 2019 AFCON, there's been a dip in performances, even though they are coming back bit by bit. I don't think they are ready yet to win the competition once again. And Hugo Bruce, I mean, in South Africa, they are a good team, but not of a high enough quality to be competing for a title like this. I think Hugo Bruce could make South Africa a dark horse, but not enough to win the competition. So I'm expecting a new winner. Maybe that of Ivory Coast should win, and to be enthusiastic. Like maybe Ghana could win it, but I'm not so enthusiastic.
Well, Didi Ramani is telling us that trophy isn't a measure of success, so you don't worry if you don't win. Thank you so much, Billy Shed, for your time this morning. As the preview to the African Nations Cup on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My name is Kelvin. Also, as we've spoken a lot, but let's get you listeners also joining us. 0559 242-717, 0559-242-717, and 0556-910-154, 0556-910-154. Let's get interactive. Who do you think is winning the Nations Cup, and can the Black Stars of Ghana win the African Nations Cup? Do you trust Chris Hughton that much to win? Waiting for your calls. Can the Black Stars win the Nations Cup? Well, some are questioning the capability of the Black Stars, but there is also some records to be broken. Yes, there is Samuel Eto'o, who scored the most AFCON 6 times. There is also Kalusha Bwalia 6 times. There is a Samuel Jan who scored also 6 times at the AFCON, and Andre Ayew himself has scored 6 times at the African Nations Cup. Should he score at this Nations Cup, he extends it to 7. So we're looking forward to whether Andre Ayew can break that record. 0559-242-717. I have my first caller. Hello.
Hello, brother.
Yes, sir. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Papa Bisu.
All right. Thank you, brother, for joining us. Who is winning the AFCON?
This is Papa Bisu.
Okay, Papa. Who is winning the AFCON?
As for the very team that will be winning the AFCON, I can't really say. I'm just
all right. What do you?
I'm only interested in just to discuss about the Black Stars.
All right.
Why is that, Chris? The coach didn't allow us to see the last friendly against Namibia.
Oh, it was open to the public. Oh.
It wasn't open to the public.
No, it wasn't telecast.
I'm coming.
Yeah, it wasn't telecast, but it was open to the public.
That is what I'm saying, that we all of us cannot be at Kumasi Sports Stadium. But they should have telecasted the match.
All right.
We're not able to go to Kumasi, can watch it and then have a feel of the Black Stars. But to me, I must be frank with you, there's a need for Chris to be talked to.
Okay.
You understand me?
Okay.
That the midfield should be very, how should I call it, for you to understand me? We should see some smoothness in the midfield.
Okay.
So that they can supply balls to the attackers and the wings.
All right.
And they can then do the crossing and things like that.
Okay, so Papa, against
the midfield.
against Cape Verde, your prediction?
I wish we'll beat them 1-0.
That's your wish. Thank you so much, Papa BCU. 0559-242-717. 0559-242-717. You can call us now. Who is winning the AFCON and Ghana against Cape Verde? Your prediction for that particular game. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Kim Salo. I'm calling from the Equity.
All right, brother. Let's have your word.
I wish the coach will strategize his formations well, especially the midfield and then the forward. You see, we shouldn't rely on Kudus. Now, the world know Kudus very much. They will tackle him. They won't give him chance. So the Ayew should be out, and then we should bring in the Myanmar and the rest to push the forward to support Inaki Williams.
Okay, so on Sunday against Cape Verde, your prediction?
Ghana will win 1-0 over Cape Verde.
All right, thank you so much. So another prediction, 1-0, 1-0, and everyone seems to be interested with that midfield. 0559-242-717 and 0556-910-154. Can Ghana win the AFCON? And who do you think is going to win the African Nations Cup, which begins tomorrow? 0556-910-154, 0559-242-717. Join us right now on 3FM 92.7. The African Nations Cup begins tomorrow. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Your name and where are you calling from?
Here is Ken from Adenta.
All right, brother. Thanks for joining us. What do you have to say before your prediction?
Cote d'Ivoire, let them be the defending champion.
Oh, Senegal are the defending champions.
Who are those?
Senegal.
Senegal, yeah. No, Cote d'Ivoire to is serious that he will win at his home, no matter how. And Ghana too is good. Ghana have to be serious. I'm not seeing any seriousness of Ghana. Ghana coach, what players? How did they train them? How do we see them that they are going to win? Is it surely not be talk, surely action.
Yeah.
We win it long, so we are going to win. Then we see the players. They are not doing anything like that. You see?
Okay. All right. On Sunday we are playing against Cape Verde. What's your prediction?
We are going to try our luck.
What do you say?
We are going to try our luck.
You are going to try our luck.
Our luck.
Okay. All right. So you predict. What's your prediction for Sunday?
Oh, if you win, every time 1-1 or 1-0 against them, you know. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time. 0559-242-717 and 0556-910-154. Can Ghana win the Nations Cup? Do you trust Chris Hughton to bring the cup to us after 41 years of not winning the title? 0556-910-154. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Pastor Odewale. Good morning.
Odewale, Charlie. Odewale, who is the pastor, Charlie? Hey, Ogun Shrine will not be happy with Odewale.
Yes, you. Well, I want to ask a question. You're the one who was supposed to be the Roman priest, but who could not make it. You went to the seminar. This morning I was hearing one joke from Helen.
Yes. We are two. 6-2 is the first person.
These two.
Yes,
you went to which of the minor seminary?
He failed to inspire me. 6-2.
Okay.
Yes, he failed to inspire me. I went to St. Hubert's Seminary.
Okay. Yes. I went to St. Mary's Minor Seminary.
Oh, that's nice. So
along the way,
we are all failed and disappointed. That is more serious. You've committed a crime.
Oh, yeah, but along the way when I saw that, I could not stand the apple. I quickly moved to Presbyterian.
Oh, okay. So you wanted to enjoy the apple. My brother, you are falling. All right, let's have your word on the Black Stars and the AFCON.
Thank you. Oh, I wish them all the best. But you see, my brother, it is overdue. I think it is lack of discipline, coordination, and unity from management level. The nation is ever ready to give their full support. Look at, even it goes to a point, our ladies were more of sport-like than even we the men. But look at the euphoria. It's so low. So
Our Ghanaians, we are easy to forgive and easy to repent. But if they should put up good
performances, yeah.
In fact, we'll rally behind them. And they should, now every nation is a football nation. And we should take note. All the 24 nations qualify out of 54 nations in Africa. Many were called. So we should take note that whoever is among the 24 is not a minnow. So if you have the mind, that psychological mind, this one we shall walk over them, they rather walk over you. Look at the Bible. That small nation defeated Israel because of one man's sin. But when they got change of mind, they were able to destroy Jericho, which was mightier and bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is all that I live with Ghanaians. So Dewale is still a pastor.
All right.
Presbyterian.
Okay. Thanks to God. But just predict on Sunday against Kelvin. What will be the scoreline?
When we work hard, we shall win.
Okay.
When we work hard, we shall win. That's all for now.
All right. Thank you so much, Adewale. Yes, Adewale joined us on the phone line 0559-242-717. Let me pick one last caller and then we'll call it therapy. Helen Appiah-Ampofo is here. Helen is one ardent football fan. Her club side is not doing well. Her national team is also not doing well. She supports Crystal Palace Football Club.
I do. United. Also,
let me pick my last caller, Helen, and bring you in. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Your name, where are you calling from?
My name is Baba.
All right, Baba.
I'm a someone.
All right, Baba. Let's have your word.
The only thing, let's say the spirit is the spirit. Ghanaians are very hypocrisy. Our own is our own. Why are we thinking of our others and living our own? Ghana is going to win the cup. Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much. Yes, this is the energy that I need. Ghana is going to win the cup. Helen.
I thought the euphoria was low.
It's not low.
I thought the morale was low.
It is not low. I am telling you, my dear.
The motivation was low.
It can never be low.
As it stands now, I've been listening to all of the callers, and the Black Stars still have massive support.
I am telling you,
nobody
the Black
can
Stars,
stop Reggae.
No, not at all.
Nobody.
You want to stop the Black Stars?
Listen, even me, I've been pretending like, Black Stars the cry day.
But you still have an interest in it.
On Sunday, my Black Stars jersey is washed. It is pressed, ready to be worn, ready to be supported in. When I tell you, Black Stars, Black Stars, Black Stars, Black Stars, oh, say yeah. Yeah, yeah. They say Black Stars, Black Stars, Black Stars, Black Stars, Black Stars, Black Stars, oh, say yeah. Yeah, yeah. Black Stars, oh. In fact, Ghana, oh, say somebody, we love the morale. Monso Samani, mine.
Well, that will be it for this morning on Saturday. Thank you so much, Helen Appiah-Ampofo. Yes,
raise me mic, Mr. Black Stars, Black Stars, Black Stars, Black Stars. Oh, say yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, share you.